my image was available. And when I logged in here, I can see that my picture's not coming up, which is fine. You may not want to see me. I've had the flu for a week, but
Oh,
what am I doing wrong?
So the default for tech time is not to show your video so that you have privacy if you so choose. Um, but over at the bottom left corner of your Zoom screen, you should see a little microphone that underneath
Oh,
it says audio, and
yeah.
then next to it a little like camera icon or hot water bottle icon that says video underneath. And there might be a act like a line through the video. There
There.
you
Okay.
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
but then
if you
and then
click
it went
it
away again.
if you click it again, you might have double clicked it.
Okay, there. Okay. I
There
won't
you
touch
go.
it again. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. I like those easy ones. Yeah. Any other things you want to jump on?
I got my real ID yesterday. It's a nice way to spend the morning at the DMV.
That's where we're headed after this meeting,
Good luck.
Lancaster.
Oh, see, you're smart. It's exactly what the people told me at the very end. If you go to Lancaster, you just walk in and walk out.
We're
Where did you
hoping.
go?
I
Yeah.
went to Malvern and we were outside down the side. We are now needing more. And one of our deacons, Rick Greist, is going to Spain again on a mission trip. And we would like to have them bilingual. So there'll be the little prayer verse on the front, and then you'd flip it over and it'd be in Spanish. Now, getting that to line up so it will do that. You know how you put something in and you want a two-sided, or at least in my my computer, I can say I want it two-sided in color, whatever, and it'll go in and then it comes out and then it goes back in again, prints on the back, but it never lines up exactly right. And I don't want big labels. I want, the little labels like I currently have. Anybody have an idea, or is this beyond the scope of this morning?
Are
Okay.
you printing them in-house or do you order them?
No, I just use, yeah, we just do it ourselves
Okay.
in-house.
It's not like the cloth ones you
No,
sell.
no, that's too expensive. We just use, if we're really fancy, we use cardstock. So, and then, punch holes in the labels and tie them on. I've just never had luck printing on the front and the back and have it lined up. So there must be a secret, but I don't know what it is.
Isn't there a setting, like if you want to copy a license or some little card
Yeah.
that it will line it up exactly?
Well, I don't know. I've never done that. I mean, I've copied my Medicare form front and or card front and back, but I've never done I want like a sheet of
Do you
25,
print
30.
them? Do you have like a Word document with all of them lined up?
I put them in a table.
Okay.
The front side is in a table.
And then do you duplicate that page in Word or whatever, and then just fill in the Spanish version? And that way it's in the same box. So when you print double-sided, it should align.
Okay. Keyword should. I will try that. It's been so far. If I do that, will it help? If it's been such a pain to do. I've only done like a column at a time. I didn't want to waste a whole sheet, but and I have a friend. Okay.
Carol, when is he going?
Who?
When is he going?
This summer, but I'm not sure, to be truthful.
You and I can work on it.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, I have a subcontractor. Excellent. Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
It shouldn't be hard theoretically, but
Okay. That's all I've got.
I have something I've noticed lately. Pay a lot of bills online, go to a website, blah, blah, blah. This was for a credit card, go through and pick whether you want the minimum, the outstanding balance, or the balance in the last statement kind of thing, and the date and the amount. And then they usually take you to a page to confirm what you've entered. But that requires you hit a button, and it should take you to the confirmation page. Lately, a couple of times I've hit that button, it's taken me to a totally different website. Nothing to do, and I've had to go to the top of the window and backtrack to the page I was using and do it again. I don't know whether that's a virus or something planned. Microsoft has been doing a lot of stuff that it seems promotional marketing stuff you don't have control over. And this kind of scares me because it gets into your finances.
Mhm.
And I don't know whether anyone else has experienced that or whether I have a bug.
I've not experienced that yet, but do you have a specific website or that you can think of that it happened to off the top of your head?
Yeah, I think it was Citibank, a Citibank credit card for Costco.
Mm-hmm.
Costco.
So a Costco
Yeah.
website maybe that
Well, I think
redirected you?
it's a city website with the Costco, whatever, marketing stuff. Um, and it's not something I can repeat because once I've done it, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I haven't been able to wrap it up and finish what I was doing, but it was just didn't like the fact that it was taking me somewhere else when I'm into doing something around personal finances.
Yes. Especially if it's a bank website, which is sketchy.
Yeah.
Um, but I know there are more pop-ups like and if you decide to pay through Google Pay or Apple Pay or PayPal, it will sometimes pop up or redirect you. Um, but it
And
doesn't
I
show
try to
up
avoid
that.
that. I have it paid directly to our banking account.
I would recommend that as well,
Yeah.
especially PayPal.
Yeah.
Avoid middlemen.
Why don't you like PayPal? I use PayPal for almost everything. I know I'm a late bloomer to this tech time, but
Um, so there's a lot of scams on PayPal and there's a lot of PayPal email things. So if you're regular PayPal and you get email notifications, um, it's easy to blend the two together of legit and real. Um, it's not a bad platform to use, depending on what you're doing, but if you're kind of paying through as a middleman, for like your credit card company or something, um, it's rerouting you, and I just never like the who knows what's happening in that transaction,
Hmm,
in between.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, every step is another opportunity for somebody to jump in.
I use
and
it. I use it repetitively for purchases on the thrift book sites that I use, and I think I probably use it sometimes on Amazon.
mhm. Yeah. There are some websites, and thrift books might be one where they force you into using PayPal.
No, they don't force me to.
Okay.
I could have it come directly out of my credit card without, you know, without using PayPal. But
Mm-hmm.
then I've always felt like I had to give them my credit card information.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of said, well, which is worse? Um, but
Like anything, there are pros and cons to both sides, right?
yeah.
But scammers know that PayPal is a financial thing, so they'll spend more time trying to hack into people's PayPal accounts. Um, because they know that's a easy way to get people. And do scams that way as well. So thrift shop bookshops, I'm guessing they're not going to, you know, go into try to hack into people's profiles as much.
Okay.
So like anything. And some people use it to pay their friends and family through pay, or like hairdressers or things like that. And it's a good platform for that kind of stuff. As we were talking maybe a week or two ago, there's not a great platform to use for those kind of personal transactions because Venmo has terrible customer service.
Mhm.
Love the idea of Venmo, but customer service wise, they're terrible.
Mm.
So
The other day I clicked on a CVS ad for a free, which should have been the keyword there. The bag for the car, like, all the supplies. And I thought, oh, that's great. I could use that. Didn't really need it, but I thought, oh, that's nice. And you had to answer some questions first, which I did, and they weren't specific to me. It was just generic. And I got all the way to the end for this first aid kit and realized that the header or whatever the URL code, whatever the top was, something completely funky. I mean, it didn't make any sense at all. So I backed out, closed everything. And since then, just this morning, I think I've had 3 of those exact same emails coming through from State Farm, from AAA, from CVS, not Walgreens recently, but they're really pushing it. And unfortunately, I guess once they realize you were stupid once, you might be stupid again and keep clicking on it. But they really do. It scared me because I've never gotten that close to being scammed, I guess.
I've appreciated Lynn's caution from back a number of months or year of hovering over the address and checking it. Like linked her the one I got yesterday, and told her I linked over it. It was supposedly from Medicare, and it was .gov. It was the legitimate address, but her caution, do you hover over the address?
Yeah.
Does it look funky or not? And then I go on from there. So thanks, Lynn.
this is what he's talking about. So he got this Medicare email, and hovered over this Medicare. So
Oh, I
is
see.
this a legit email?
Yeah, mine was not. Definitely not.
So it's a easy, quick thing to do, but
One
if
extra
you're
step,
doing
but
things
it's worth it.
quick, or you go, oh, that sounds like a really good deal, it's easy to
Yeah.
go through that gut stuff.
And thank you for the reminder, because it's like something I knew, but I just quit doing it. I'm
Yeah.
not sure why, but
And if you're doing things quickly, you have a lot of emails, it's an easy slip. Or it's like, oh, this sounds like a really thing. I want to believe it's true. But
and all the logos look so good. And I thought, well, I know they can copy those in a heartbeat. I don't know why I thought, oh, it's got the right stuff there. Before we go on, can I just say a little personal thing? It was so incredibly nice to me personally to be able to share communion with some of you in the choir.
I think it was Bill's original question about the city card.
Yeah.
So we have 2 city cards and we have the city Costco card. And so I've always used the app for that. I don't ever log into city.com for that account. But then to keep myself from being too confused, for our other city American Airlines card, I always use the internet. And I haven't noticed any of those issues on either, but the app is the one I spend more time on because I put a lot of charges on there. So maybe try the app unless you're just opposed to using apps, but I've found it to be really easy to use.
Yeah, I have the app and I've used it. I use it more to check stuff than to actually pay a bill. I do that on my laptop where I have all my financial stuff, and it usually has me locked in with password and user ID. So, and it hasn't been a problem up till now. But the change or the occurrences where it's happened kind of, raised a little caution flag in my head.
It's also
Yeah,
good to double check domains too. If you're
yeah,
one that tends to, rather than bookmark a website and you go to Google every time and you type in Citibank card and you click the first link to log in that way, um, there are sometimes, cloned phishing websites that you can click on, that, are at the top of Google. They look legit, but they're not actually legit. So checking that address bar domain, um, is another good
yeah. I
reminder.
have apps on my iPad for a lot of these sites, just because it's easy to check if you have a question about a message you get and you want to see if it's actually real. I always go back to what I know is a good source, and that's the app. And their stuff on there is usually pretty quick to get to.
Yep. Um, but yes. And with AI now getting better and better, it's going to be harder and harder to determine what's legit and what's not. So please keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, I start to wonder. I don't know how you all feel about this, but the more this stuff occurs, the more I'm questioning the usefulness of the internet.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that like my bank wants me to use my voice or something to sign in. Well, now they can copy my voice, so why would I do that?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Instead of a
Um,
2-part authentication, it's going to be an 8-part of it. I mean, it's going to take longer to, you might as well just drive wherever you need to do the transaction. Because I mean, it really is hard to tell. I don't think
mm-hmm.
We've gone back about 20 years ago. DuPont instituted a program for two-factor authentication using fobs that we all were issued.
Oh,
And a number would pop up that would change every minute on that fob. And to log in, you had to use your ID password and then type in the number that was show up on your fob. But that's an expensive and awkward, or not awkward, but it's a messy program to administrate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yes, it's always good to go from time to time and check what data you're letting companies use. And that is, again, a time consuming, ordeal to go. Don't sell my, data or record my voice or whatever. They make it harder and harder to do that.
Well, the one factor where they send a number to your cell phone and you have to type the number to get back in, I think that's pretty secure. I'm just not sure how that can be cracked.
Mm-hmm.
is it,
Yeah.
Lynn?
It's definitely better. If you're one that's avoiding the two-step authorization, do it, with every website that requires it. Um, it's one more deterrent. It's annoying as all get out, but it's a lot safer. Unless somebody gets a hold of your phone and is with you, they can't log in. It will keep them logged out. The challenge, though, is if they are able to clone your phone.
Yeah.
So the likelihood of that is, at this point, very slim, for that to happen. But that it's definitely one more thing to do. So
Is it, can you hear
yeah,
me?
you're good.
Is it important to get rid of those texts that are sent you with that number immediately, or is there any relevance to that?
You can keep them in your, are you saying keep them in your like messages app and or
Yeah.
deleting them that way? It doesn't matter. You can keep them in there. I'm one that likes a clean inbox, so I delete them.
Well, I think
Well,
I
they
think,
expire in 15 minutes or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, usually.
okay. I like to think I have a clean inbox, but I don't. But I do get rid of them. It's like, that's the one thing that's going to put me in the clean inbox category.
Joni, time to clean out.
I find that one of the hardest things for me is that sometimes I've gotten on so many political sites that they now text me on my phone, and it drives me crazy. Absolutely drives me crazy. So the blocked numbers that I have in that list are probably 25 pages or more long. But and also, I don't know whether it's a trick or not, but where they say you can type stop to end, or and they put it in different ways, like a capital, and I always tend to write it exactly as they've said it, but it doesn't seem to do any good. I just get, I get text from these people all of the time. And so I have created a couple filters, one for known senders and one for unknown senders. I'm hoping that that's like I said, I'm late to this show.
Email
So
or text notifications or both?
well, pretty much both. But the text ones are what, are the most annoying, if you will, because my phone is with me all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was always suspicious that if you went into the message and went down to the bottom and typed in the unsubscribe, that all that did was confirm you were a real address, and it just
I heard that too.
Right.
There is also something called or dark patterns, which means that when you click the unsubscribe, you think you're unsubscribing, but you're not actually, because they make the button like big. I'd have to get a good example, and I know I have covered this before, so I can dig out the details. But like, it's a big green button or something that says, unsubscribe, or the way they word it, like, are you sure you want to unsubscribe? And the big button that's obvious is not actually subscribing. You have to click this little teeny link at the bottom.
Yeah.
Amazon's that way. If you want to delete your account with them, it just does not want you to. So you have to go like 4 steps. And if you just click the big buttons, and you think you're unsubscribing, but you're not actually unsubscribing. So I wonder if I can find that real quick for you.
Lynn, about tagging on to Joni's question about all the mail we don't want the text. I've started going in because I had so many in my blocked file on my phone. Then I would delete that folder. Does that mean I didn't go back and unblock? I mean, I still want them blocked, but I've deleted them from my phone because there were so many. I thought, this is taking up space. Not sure it really is, but I feel like it is. So does that leave them open to contact me again? I can't really tell because I get so many, I don't memorize the numbers or note the numbers.
Yeah, you should be good to go doing that. I do the same thing.
Okay.
For those that are questioning, or go, Lynn, can you do a visual?
Scooby. Scooby. Hey.
Oh.
Okay.
Dog. Dog.
Okay.
I was like, What now? So what you can, go to recent calls and go to
Or text, does it do the same
or
for text?
Yeah, so
Okay,
for a call, take the spam risk and block caller, and that's
Right.
done, but then you can delete it that way.
okay.
Let's see if I can find a un,
And then
unknown.
there's like the file of blocked calls or
Mm-hmm.
blocked numbers. You can delete all those, right?
Right. So let's find one. So like here, you can go here, go up to the number, click on info, block caller, and then go back here and go over here and delete and report as junk.
Are you showing us something on the screen, or are you just talking?
You should be seeing this on the screen.
Mm,
Keyword should. Are
No,
you
I'm,
on your iPad?
yes.
You
I'm
might
sorry.
need to take your finger and swipe to see. Maybe.
Oh, yes. See there? Okay.
So,
I'm sorry. Could you say it again? It would be.
yes. So let's see if I have another one here that's fake.
So this is unknown senders.
Unknown senders.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
here's one of the pay your fast track
yep, so
tolls. That's one
this
of the
is
fake ones, right?
there's a lot of text right now going
Yeah.
around about turnpike.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is an
I just
example
got one
of that.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
I
get
don't
that all the time.
They're getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
So I went to that text. Do not click the link. You go up to the number,
Yep.
you click on info
Yep.
and block caller,
Yep.
and then go over here, back to where you were.
Yep.
Swipe
Yep.
right, swipe left,
Yep.
and then delete and report as junk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. I already
Yep.
do that. Okay.
And then if you do that, you can also do that for phone calls. So let's see here's a spam risk call. If I click the little I for info, block caller, and then go over here and hit this delete.
Okay. Info. Yeah, that's what I do. Block caller.
Yep. Questions?
Yeah. And then where do you see report? Oh, report junk.
Yep.
Delete and report junk. Okay. That's the step I've missed. So I'm
Mhm.
sorry, folks. I haven't been doing that. So you've been.
So when you block a number that's a text, does it also block it from calling you?
Yes.
Okay,
So you're blocking both calls and texts from that unknown person.
okay.
What about in the emails?
So emails, each email is different. So, what you have a Gmail?
Yes.
Do you want to share your screen? It might be easier for you to share than for me to try to find it. Because I don't get a lot of junk in my Gmail. I don't know how I avoid it.
Okay. Share.
Okay.
Share. Then that means I have to open it, right? How do I share? Share screen there. Okay. Everything on your screen, including notifications. Zoom. I don't know what I press here. Zoom.
Is there a share button?
Start broadcast.
Yeah. Maybe.
No, it's just counting down.
Oh yeah, you're good. So now
There.
you can click like away. Like there you go. Yeah. And now go to your Gmail. So you can swipe up the app. There you go. And go to your email. So now we'll go, let's find a spam email.
I might have gotten rid of a bunch today,
I'm so proud of you.
but that might be,
Right.
that might not have, let's see. Today. On red.
There might be something under your spam. You could go to your spam email.
Junk.
Yep, go to junk. And we can click on a lot of these junk probably.
No,
Nope.
no. I'm gonna have to plug in.
So, it's good you clean out your email. Tablet magazine, customer support, maybe? Is that that looks fake?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
So, this one, yeah, looks like you don't want to click on any of it.
No,
Um, if you go up to the top again, and can you click on the cover over or click on the customer support for via DocuSign? And then block this contact. Block. And then you can delete the email.
but if it's already in junk and I just empty, occasionally I'll select everything there and then put it, and then delete and delete it. Is that getting rid of it or do I have to block it first?
If it's a reoccurring email that's sending you stuff, you want to do what we just did through the block contact. But if it's a one-time person, you can just hit select all, delete, and it will delete the spam.
Okay, so it's another one of those things where we really keep on top of it.
It's unfortunately right now, it's all customer like reporting. It's all reliant on you. These companies aren't going to help you. So, the hands of the customer. And hopefully that will change over time. But right now, these big companies have no regulations and support. So us little people have to defend ourselves.
So that would be occasionally what I would do.
Yes.
And then just delete all of them.
Yes.
And it seems as though I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Select all.
Okay.
Okay,
Any
so
other questions?
now so before I
Stop
go.
your screen.
Yeah. Do I go back over to Zoom?
You can, yep. And then stop share.
There.
Very
Okay,
nice.
I better plug in.
A question about our screen sharings here. Are we in danger? These are being recorded. Our tech times are somewhat accessible, but we have
Mhm.
revealed our screens and our lives to the public here. What dangers do we have?
Right now, there shouldn't be a whole lot. It's not like they can remote into any information. When there's passwords and things that are pop up, I go back and blur them out, but there's nothing. I tend to stop recording when there's anything too sensitive.
Oh,
or
thank you, thank
information.
you.
So at this point, they'd have to go and, do a lot of research, and I don't think folks are able to do that. And that might change over time. We'll see. But
Lynn, do you still pay, I mean, do you still not pay for the ad blocker when they keep asking for money? Or have you decided to pay?
I've not ever paid for an ad blocker.
Okay. That's my feeling too, but they keep doing it and I'm starting to feel guilty.
I
They've-
understand.
They've blocked 6 million ads, they told me. Not quite 6 million, but
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice thing to do. It's like all these Substack people that I read. I always feel guilty that I'm enjoying their content for free. But
yeah. Well, and Yahoo has updated their email and I absolutely hate it. But they have ads between every not necessarily every entry, but anyway, but the ad blocker blocks those too, so I don't get those ads. But there's a space as I'm going down. It's like ad here, ad here, ad here. But they've really, I don't know. I'm not going to change my email because that's even a bigger headache. But it's just, I tried to get the old one back, and then I can't do anything like bolding or even changing the size of the font. So I'm having to do the new one, which has a lot of other stuff that I can't figure out. Well, they don't tell you how many items are in trash and stuff like that, which was useful. And then every one they give me a synopsis of what it says. They tell me, I mean, I keep saying, get out of my email, get out of my email, because they think they're helping you by telling you what it says. Well, they don't know what parts are interesting, I mean, are important. So it's really kind of, I don't like that anymore, but all the emails are probably just the same.
hmm you might be able to change settings, but we'd have to look at that to determine.
Well, I can go between the two of them, but each one has something that the other one doesn't and something, so there's no perfect one. It was nice the way it was before, I thought, but they didn't, obviously.
hmm
Which ad
Yeah.
blocker do you use?
Oh, I'm not talking about the ad blocker. I'm talking about my Yahoo email. But
Oh.
the ad blocker is the one that Lynn told us to use. What is it? I forget what it's
Could you
called.
tell the newbie, please?
I don't remember the name of it. But it is, let me show you. It's
Yeah, it doesn't.
it's this guy right here. It's Adblock.
Ad block, yeah.
Um, and depending, Joni, what browser do you tend to use?
I use both Safari and Chrome.
So for Chrome, Safari's very good about that kind of stuff. But if you go to Chrome, you'll want to go to, we're screen sharing again if you need to swipe your screen.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you open Chrome, there's something right here in the top right corner that says extensions,
Oh my gosh, this is Braille.
Braille.
It's so teeny. Can you show me again?
Yes. Do you see up here? Oh, I'm in the wrong browser. I need to go back to Chrome. So up here in the top right corner
Yep.
of your browser,
Yep.
there's extensions, and
Yep.
you want to go to manage extensions, and you want to type in ad blocker.
Okay.
Why is it not showing me that? Okay, we'll go the long way. Because it's being stupid.
This is
Uh,
tiny.
So if you you might need to open the Zoom app. Yeah, this is better. You want to go here.
Okay, can I take a picture of the screen?
Of course. It's called Chrome Web Store. And you want to go type in ad blocker.
Okay.
And it's the one we've used is this top one right here, ad block. And if you click that and hit add to Chrome and add extension, it's going to pop up. And now you can see, this is what Nancy's talking about. It goes, please, thank you supporting, ad block. Help us, support us. So, but now you can see there's a little red ad block over here. And it's going to tell you how many ads are on this page. And then it will start following you across the internet. And this number will go up, how many ads it's blocked. But some websites, like if you're streaming Hulu or anything like that, or YouTube maybe, might say we can't run this content until you pause your ad
Yeah.
blocker, and you'd have to come here and hit pause on this site. Um,
Mm.
and then you'll see this little thing turn green.
Yeah.
So it tells you it's not ad blocking whatever site. Some newspaper websites are that way too, because that's how they get their, stuff.
I was
Um,
just going to ask you if that transfers to watching streaming like Hulu and.
some are good at like overriding it,
Mhm.
but it used to mean that it would like black out the screen for that 30 seconds. But then the companies got too smart and found a workaround.
Well, it also works on DuckDuckGo. Do you have to put an extension there too? I forget.
So, DuckDuckGo as a browser,
Yeah,
or
browser. I
yeah,
mean, browser.
yeah. Yes, it should work under there. You'd have to go to the extensions in there.
Okay.
But you should see, I use Brave at the moment, which is my preferred or browser at the moment. Um, but you can see over here with Brave, there's the similar kind of extension icon. So you can click on that, and if you hit manage extensions, you can search and look for what you want um, over here. So
Along that line, Lynn, I have a Vast on my laptop for the whatever.
antivirus software.
Yes, but I do not use their browser. And I got a message yesterday that they said they were going to have to reinstall the Avast secure browser because they couldn't update it. Well, I don't care if they can't update it because I'm not using it, right? So I don't have to worry about that. Or does
Is it saying that the antivirus software won't update until?
No, it says the browser. It says don't want it as my default. Well, it says reinstall Avast secure browser because it said it was trying to update it and then it said it couldn't, so reinstall it. But I don't want to use it as a browser, but it doesn't say anything about reinstalling the antivirus things. So I think I'm good.
You're good. It's a
All right.
spam.
Okay, thanks.
That's a spam.
It sounds like, well, it's not a spam. It's one of those, they're trying to sell you their information, like they
Yeah.
want you to use their platforms, but I call it spam from time to time because I don't want to give them more information. Like Bill, was saying, Microsoft is pushing you to use all of their programs. And forcing it harder and harder for you not to use their
Mhm.
platforms.
Mhm.
Um, the Bells had an example of trying to not use Microsoft OneDrive, um, and it was a challenge to not do that. So,
Lynn, I have a question about cookies.
go for it.
A number
Chocolate
of,
chip,
what?
chocolate chip or
Chocolate chip, yeah.
Okay.
A number of times when I log onto a website, I get a note at the bottom of the screen asking me if I want to accept cookies or decline cookies or whatever. I thought cookies were going away.
They were going away. So for those that don't remember, cookies, I'll have to send you a video or we can watch it at the end for those that might want to stick around and watch it. Um, are kind of like breadcrumbs that follow you across the internet. So I think they named it after Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
You go to a website and the website picks up, oh, these are some information of like your data that we've collected, and then we're going to follow you to Amazon, and Amazon's going to use that. So that's why you see the same ad if you did a Google or an Amazon search for, you know, baby supplies, and then you'll start seeing baby supplies on Facebook or whatever it might be.
Yep.
And it's those cookies and breadcrumbs that have fallen you across the internet. So, but some websites force you to use cookies to show their content. And Chrome promised us, several years ago that they were going to phase out cookies. And I thought they had, but I don't think they have. So I haven't, I've been wondering the same question, Chuck, and I haven't had a chance to do research. I wonder if it's like they're rolling back stuff. Like, just kidding. Like everything else that's going on.
And usually when I get that choice, I tell it to decline cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely accept cookies. I mean, they haven't been any good in the past, so why should they be now? So I just thought they were going away, and I'm wondering why I'm still getting comments about cookies.
And I know there are websites. So Google, according to this quick search I did, is phasing out third-party cookies by 2024.
We're here.
So we're here. It's now 2025.
They
Yeah.
only meant for 2024, and then they're gonna go back in 25.
Yeah.
So why are we maybe a better question is, why are we still getting cookie requests? So, why request cookies in response? I guess I have to do more research on this. Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Well, sometimes they won't even let you go any farther if you don't agree. And so, but then they usually give you a thing, just the absolute certain ones you had to
Right.
have,
Right,
Yeah.
for it
So,
to function, yeah.
yeah.
I haven't run into that, Nancy. They haven't
Oh.
rejected me from using the site if I decline cookies. I haven't run into that.
Okay.
I have
What-
not as well, and I think there are certain websites, like or not websites, browsers that have phased it out already. Safari, I think, is one of them. Firefox, Brave, but so they must have a workaround to do that.
Yeah, because I've gotten that question in Safari.
And I wonder, I think it's the website, but I think the browser has overwritten cookies.
Well,
So
some of them
Nan-
let me go ahead. If I just leave the thing there and it's not in my way, they let me go ahead and work on the page, but the answer is still there. But a couple of them, they just froze it until I said something. But it was pretty innocuous, though, what they were asking me that I had to accept, so I did.
Yeah, I usually just get a box at the bottom of the screen that says, this site uses cookies. Do you want to accept or decline? And decline's usually on top, which is interesting. I thought accept would be on top. And I usually say decline right from the start, and everything seems to be fine. I mean, I haven't run into the site freezing or anything like that. I've been able to continue and look for what I was doing without any problems. So I don't know. I haven't run into what you're saying, Nancy. Maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Well, the other one is, of course, the newspapers that you want to read an obituary, but they make you want to subscribe
Oh,
to
yeah.
read one obituary.
Goodbye.
But if you go fast enough, you can read a little bit before they knock it off. So
I don't even try if they're giving me that grief.
yeah.
I don't even try that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I want to do some research. We'll talk about this next week too.
Yeah, let us know, Lynn. That's an interesting question.
Yes.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes. I've been wondering the same thing. And is it the browsers have done it, but the websites are still old and they haven't removed that pop-up and it's not really doing anything
Yeah,
anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just thought that they were going away, and all of a sudden I keep seeing them, and I don't understand going away and still being there.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, because I've been told the same thing because you're probably the one that told you.
No, I think you told us, and I've heard it other places, but
Yeah.
I just don't understand why I'm still seeing these cookies.
Yep. Yep.
Can you all see my face?
Yes.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
See, okay, Lynn, behave yourself. I hate you to lie on in the church setting, that's just not appropriate. There's a musical note says set up professional audio in audio settings across my face.
Can
You guys can't see that?
screen share and show us?
Maybe
You're
not.
on your own.
Or just take a picture and text it to
Okay, wait.
me.
Okay, maybe I can. Or I could just click off it. Okay. No, that I just never seen that before. I think I'm good. Thank you.
It
That
sounds
was an easy fix, wasn't it?
it sounds like you might have malware on your computer though.
Oh, of course.
Join the club.
Yes, this is sort of a daily. Okay.
Depending on what it was. If it pops up again, then we'll
Okay.
need to-
All right. I think I'll always have malware until you move into my house and clear it every morning. I think that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to do another cleaning of all the apps on your devices, anything that looks fishy.
It's been.
Do you still use 1Password
Yes.
and that's your
love one.
primary?
I love 1Password.
I have it. I haven't perfected it. I still seem to be using it simultaneously with the other password manager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you could tell me I won't bore everybody with going over it again, but if you could let me know when you talked about it and put me back to that Zoom recording.
Mm-hmm. For those of you that don't know what 1Password is, it's a password manager. So it's a device that saves all your passwords. So browsers have defaults, which if you hit, remember password, that browser has a password manager and that's where it saves it all. But this is a third party one that takes security more seriously, and encrypts it in a way that makes it a little bit more secure. But you can also do family plan. Like my family has a family plan. So if my parents die suddenly, I'll have access to their password so I can go in and get to their bank accounts and Facebook pages and all that. And I can shut. So it's a very easy, thing if they pass away unexpectedly and need to deal with that. Rather than having all your passwords written down in a book or something, it's also a way to do that without relying on the browser you're in or making sure that every browser has the same password if you change your password. And there's an app so you can use it across on your phone or your tablet or your internet computer. So there are different ones that people use. We use 1Password, um, and um, it will also let you generate stronger passwords, things that you might not think of. That's why I primarily want to use it as well. So, instead of thinking of something that's easy to remember, it's going to come up with something much harder for hackers to hack, and then I don't have to remember that password. You just need the one master password that gets you into the account.
So Lynn, when you change your password on one site, does it automatically change it in the manager password?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You'll get a little pop-up up in the upper right-hand corner that says, you want me to save this new password? And you just say yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll
But if
save
that-
it across all your devices.
Oh, but if that.
I use one called RoboForm, which is pretty much exactly the same as Lynn's. It does everything that she just said. It's nice. You can make a 16-digit password if you want to that has capital letters, lowercase letters, characters, special characters, numbers, you name it.
But then if for some reason that
Off to
thing got
Lancaster.
lost, you're
Good
dead.
luck.
Yes, if you
Oh,
lose your
I gotta go
master
too.
password, it's definitely challenging to get into
Yeah.
your account. So that's the one that you want to make it easy enough strong enough to remember, but easy enough to.
And you want
It's
to
just one you have to
put it
remember.
someplace safe.
Yes.
And where might
Um,
that be?
The other nice thing about, at least and maybe Chuck has this too, it will also tell me when there's websites that are compromised, like
Mm-hmm.
there's been a hack, so that I need to go in and change
Change password.
those passwords
Oh.
on those websites because it's, been compromised, there's been a breach. And I've got 275 sites where I have the same password. So I need to go to those 275 sites and change that probably very easy password into something stronger.
Imagine how many days that will take.
One per day, you'll get it
Yeah,
done.
exactly. A
Um,
year.
I
And
mean,
then these are 38 websites that I have weak passwords. You should probably go in and update those. And they're probably part of the 275 reuse passwords.
so Lynn, do you feel like that's still, everything's still working well for you, even though you have these reused passwords, which I also have? I will go to the
Yes.
confession booth with you. But yeah, I mean, is it still a really good functioning program for you, even though we have so many of these reused passwords?
Yes, and we're not perfect people. Like,
Yeah.
I don't take my own advice.
I mean, I'm right here with you. I'm exactly right here with you. So I just want to know, is it still a good program, even though that's what we do?
So far, it's still good. I'm still trust it. I still am not concerned or worried about it. But if things change or if I find out they're misbehaving in different ways, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Joni, the nice thing about it is Bev and I are in Florida right now. And with RoboForm, anytime I want to log into a website, I just go into RoboForm and the username and password's right there. I didn't have to bring it with me. It's all there in the software, and we click on it and it takes us right where we need to go. And that's the same thing with Lynn. It works very, very smoothly.
Yeah. I wish I trusted the same way you do.
Me too.
We've
I've
gained
got
the
this
trust.
cute little notebook.
Yeah,
We've
but-
used it for several years, so we've gained the trust of it.
Yeah.
But how long did it
Joni-
take you to get everything into it? All your
It-
different
It does
sites?
it automatically, basically. Every time you go to a site and log into it, it asks if you
Okay.
want to save it.
Okay.
So you just say yes, and it saves it into the list.
All right.
So you don't really have to go in and do anything unless what Lynn just showed you, you need to go in and update passwords for those 270 whatever sites it was that need a new password. That's the only thing that's basically going to take you some time. And I'm sure I have some too that I just haven't gotten into. I don't think I quite have 200 and something like
You want
that,
to
but
share your screen?
no.
No.
But I'm sure I have some too, and it'll tell me how many I have and what they are, and whether it's a weak password or a compromised password or whatever. It does pretty much the same thing that Lynn's does. It's just a different company, different name.
Now, can Bev get into yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both on the same plan.
Oh, okay. But okay. So it doesn't just it isn't just all your devices. You can make it be someone else's device that can access it too. Is that?
Yeah, it's like a family plan for both of us. Like Lynn was saying, she has her whole family all over. Bev and I are our family plan, and it works on all of our devices, phone, iPad, computers, you name it. It doesn't matter whether it's PC or Mac, it works on all of them.
Or
Okay, Joni, you try it first and let me know.
No, Nancy.
Joni, I am proud of you for not trusting things. You know, all of these. Is there a chance that things can be compromised? Yes. Is that the case with anything on the internet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those, how, where are you on that spectrum?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you still want the paper version? You know, because that might still, unless you're in a fire or somebody breaks into your home and takes that file with you.
We bought a safe last year.
But Joni, if it's any consolation, you can print out a list of all of your usernames and passwords in 1Password or RoboForm, and you can take the list with you.
Yeah.
There is such an option in the
No, but I
software.
carry it in my iPad in the outside pocket.
Oh, there you go. You
which
can do
goes
that
in my
too.
suitcase when I travel.
I haven't done that for a while, but every once in a while I'll print that whole list out just to.
Lynn's having a heart attack.
Well, since I am a newbie and probably won't be back for a while because my pottery studio, I go on Thursdays, every Thursday, and I have since 2007. So I'm not always here.
Heavens.
But I'll go back to one other confession. Okay. I don't manage my own finances in my family. Andrea manages my finances. So that means that when we did the voice recognition thing on the phone and you call, say, Vanguard or TIA, she's me on the phone. Okay. So that means that the voice recognition for that account is her saying that she's me on the phone. And I am a little bit worried about, what happens if one or the other of us need to be the other person on the phone. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Keep a
that
recording.
Yeah, that voice recording is not really my voice, but the truth of it is it's her voice. So are we going to get in a real muddle here if ever we, do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. It's very disconcerting whenever one person has all the, access to everything. Is there a way to allow two voices?
I don't know the answer to that.
That's
I
odd.
would reach out to them and ask, can we add multiple people?
Yeah, well, we've done that in the real sense of being on each other's accounts and saying, that person has rights to get into. But I'm talking about that voice recognition concept.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Is that
maybe
the
that's
only
not
way
how-
you can get in? You have to have voice okay, because
No,
Yeah.
not really.
If there's multiple ways of getting in, but I would reach out to them and see if you can do multiple voices, because a lot of places now you can do multiple voices.
Okay.
I know those folks that use Alexa devices, you can add multiple device or voices. My parents have it set so they both, and it will recognize, it will say, hello, Jim, or hello, Sue, depending on who talks to it.
Oh, the device in your home?
The
The
device
Alexa,
in your
okay.
home.
Yeah.
And I know Mac devices that have fingerprint, logins, you can
Mhm.
add multiple fingers. So you could add both of you for that. So more and more companies are realizing that, oh, we need multiple people. So I would ask.
Okay. That's my confession for the day.
It's a good confession.
Has been heard.
I'm gonna have to run away, so bye. Have a great
Okay.
week,
Quick
everybody.
question for
Bye.
Bev and Chuck. How's Florida?